So, good morning, everyone. You are once again welcome in social science video session. In today's lecture, we will continue with our first chapter of civics part, that is on equality. So, in the last lecture, we come to know about what is equality, what is the meaning of equality, or the state or quality of being equal is known as equality. So, why we are discussing this chapter? Because there is an urgent need of equality to make our democratic process successful. To make our country progress successfully, we need to establish equality in the country. So, we come to know about yesterday that there are three parameters to measure equality, that political equality, that means if all the people in the country are having equal political rights, right to vote, right to contest elections, etc., then we can say that there is equality. Economic equality means all have the right opportunities, equal opportunities of work, and there is no large gap or big gap between rich and the poor. Then the third parameter is social equality, which states that there is no discrimination among people on the basis of caste, color, religion, etc. So now we also come to know about that when the constitution was made, an article number 17 was written in that constitution, according to which the untouchability, which is based on caste discrimination, has been abolished. So now it's an offense which is punishable under law if someone practice untouchability. So the government has also made different policies and schemes to eradicate inequality in the country. So now today we are going to move forward and we'll see what's there in the chapter. So recognizing dignity. So all forms of discrimination is prohibited by the constitution, as all Indians deserve the same respect and dignity. So in a democratic country, all are equal. That's why we call it democracy. Okay. So Indian constitution wants that everyone in the country should be treated equally. There is a respect that everyone have, and to protect that respect, constitution makes some provisions. Class, religion, and color of the skin have determined people's status and the treatment meted out to them. People had to undergo agony of personal conflicts and inequality. Unfortunately, this discrimination exists in some pockets even today. So still after 70 years of more than 70 years of independence, still inequality exists in our country. So we need to completely abolish this system. Okay, that's why the education system is providing more about equality, so that because you are the citizens, future citizens of India, so the entire responsibility of democracy or the betterment of the country lies on your shoulders. That's why you need to be taught everything which is wrong in the country. So this is also one of the things which is not good for the progress of our nation or the overall image of our nation on the world. So Equality in Indian democracy. Equality is a key feature of a democracy. It states that all people are equal irrespective of their religion, caste, creed, gender, or color. So the Indian Constitution clearly upholds this principle. The right to equality is a fundamental right. It gives equal protection to all. It does not encourage any kind of discrimination. The term equality denotes not only social status but equal opportunities and equality of different religions. So the right to equality is based on the following basic principles. So right to equality is based on different principles. So now we will study those principles. First is that every person is equal before law. Okay. So according to our constitution, if if any crime is committed by a peon or a prime minister, then they will get the same punishment. Okay. It means they will treated equally before the law. Second thing is that no person can be discriminated on the basis of their religion, caste, race, gender, or color. So we cannot discriminate another person because he belongs to some other caste or some other religion. We all human beings are equal. That's why we all have some respect and we should give respect to others so that they can give respect to us. Third thing is that every person has equal access to public places and facilities like playgrounds, hotels, religious places, shops, markets, parks, wells, and canals. So all these places are for public, for communities. So everyone, they must be open to all. Okay, there must not be control of a single person on these things, and we should not deny people to enter in these places. Fourth aspect is of untouchability, which has been abolished. Anyone who practices it can be punished. Now, implementation of equality by the government. How now Constitution has written that there must be equality. Okay, but how that can be implemented? So the government have to make laws, have to make launch some schemes so that equality must be implemented or equality must be established in the country. The two ways in which the government has tried to implement the provision of equality as enshrined in the Indian Constitution are firstly through laws and secondly through implementing programs or schemes to help the backward or disadvantaged communities. Backward पिछड़े हुए, disadvantaged जिनके पास की कोई इकोनॉमी के इनकम के ज़्यादा रिसोर्सेज नहीं है वो लोग, फॉर एग्जांपल बैकवर्ड कम्युनिटीज़ और शेड्यूल कास्ट शेड्यूल ट्राइब्स को बिलोंग करने वाले लोग जिनके पास जो अपनी ज़मीन नहीं है, ठीक है, जहाँ उनके पास इनकम के ज़्यादा सोर्स नहीं है. सो टू इम्प्लीमेंट equality, the government have two options. First, they can make laws. Okay, so simply the laws are made that this thing will be done from now. This is called law. Secondly, through implementing programs or schemes to help the backward and disadvantaged communities. So all the people belonging to lower castes and all those backward classes or the people with who don't have adequate resources of income, okay, for them the government launches some schemes, some policies. For example, you may have seen in your own villages or towns that there are several government depots. So in those government depots, the ration, for example, you can say food grains, sometimes sugar, oil, okay, edible oil. These things are given to those people on subsidized prices. Okay, so they get those things at very lower prices than the market price. So if you go to a shop to buy food grains, you will get 20 rupees per kg or 25 rupees per kg. But if the government is giving that to the backward classes or the people who are disadvantaged at mere 1 rupees per kg or 2 rupees per kg. So in this way, everyone gets the benefit of democracy. Okay, so in this way government tries to establish equality, so at least those people can have some food. Now the aim of these schemes is to help improve the lives of those communities who have been discriminated for centuries together. So these schemes are just launched to help out the poor people. Okay, now one such scheme to attract students of such classes to the schools is a midday meal scheme. So midday means lunch. Okay. Meal means food. Scheme means this is a scheme where the food is provided to the pupils, that means students, okay, during their recess, lunch break. So one of the steps taken by the government to promote equality is the introduction of National Program for Nutritional Support to Primary Education, popularly known as Midday Meal Scheme. So it was first introduced in Tamil Nadu in the 1960s. So now people belonging to poor classes or the poor section of the society, they used to get their children engaged in some type of work where they can earn some money for their home. In this way, they are not getting education regularly. They send their children to schools only for 2 3 years, then the students are not sent. So in this way, a large number of people remain illiterate in our country. Okay, so to discourage this practice, the government have decided to give free education, and side by side they will also give free food to the people. Okay, so here in this picture you can see that all children are sitting together in their school for having lunch. So this lunch is being provided under the scheme known as midday meal scheme. So after the launch of this scheme, there has been rise in total enrollment in the schools in rural areas. Okay, so you can say that the government is doing right in this direction. Now the benefits of the scheme are seen on several fronts in establishing equality. So here are written some of the benefits. First is that the program has reduced social differences between communities as the midday meals are served to all children, irrespective of their caste, class, creed, and gender. So again, we will move to this picture. You can see that all children are sitting together belonging to different castes, okay, and religions. In this way, it tries to establish equality, okay. So the social differences among the people gets minimized. Second benefit is that the meals are served to all children at the same time and they have to eat the meals together. Thus, the program has helped to reduce caste and class prejudices. Okay, so in some areas of the country, still caste prejudices are going on. For example, the upper class will eat if all are sitting together. First of all, there are rare chances that all will sit together. Okay, but if they sit together, then caste wise they will eat. Okay, but here you can see everyone is eating in the same time and they have to left out same time. In many places Dalit women have been employed to cook and serve the meals. So whether children belonging to any caste, but their food is being prepared by the Dalit women. Okay, so that also reduces inequality. Also, it's a good step by the government to reduce inequality among various sections of the society. Now, the scheme has helped in increasing school enrollment, as I have told you that the enrollment has increased due to this scheme. Government programs like midday meal help in establishing equality among the school going children. Despite realizing that equality is the basic right of all human beings, some people still discriminate and treat others unequally. The main reason for this lack of change in the attitude of people and society at large, a change in the attitude of the people is what would help in bringing about equality. So we will have to change the attitude of the people. Now here some information is written. Let's see what is this. So the Right to Education Act 2009 is another step taken by the government to provide equal opportunities to the disadvantaged groups in the society. Okay, so the Right to Education Act was launched in 2009. So according to this act, every child who is of the age 6 to 14 years has the right to education, have to be given free and compulsory education in government run schools. So they cannot be denied their educational right.